many of you are truly embodied masters, but you're still locked in this prison of mass consciousness, of time, space, gravity. This is the ALT that you've been waiting for. A total reversal of the way you and other humans have been living. The living template in the past has been you work hard and you die hard, and then you come back for another lifetime to do the same thing. We're going to change that. We have to change it. It's already in the works of being changed. Now it's just recognizing what's going on and receiving that, allowing it. This last month has been a little challenging for me, I have to say, pretty tough. I'm getting a lot of calls right now, a lot of nighttime interaction with you. Frustrating? You're frustrated. I mean, you're frustrated and frustrating. You're frustrated. You're like, when's it going to happen? It's got to change now. Something's got to change. I'm sick and tired of it not, of things going so damn slow. And the good news is that it is. We've got more consciousness on the planet. Right now ranging in a couple of percentage points. More consciousness than it was prior to March 22nd. You think, well, that's not much. That's a lot. That's a lot. Just a couple of percentage points of more light has a great impact on everything. One thing, it's pushing Gaia out sooner than she would have ever have thought, or we would have thought. It's happening very quickly. The planet, the physical planet that you live on, is going through massive changes. And you're seeing just the tip of it right now, but people, they're not connecting. They can't find the connection in the old place they used to. The things that gave them kind of that connecting point, balance, comfort. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn. They're going to extremes. You probably see that. So whether the rest of humanity understands it or not, they're at a great shift also. The light that started to come in is changing physics itself. As I talked about in our last gathering, it's changing molecular structure. It's changing how the particles and the different portions of an atom spin and relate and communicate to each other. It is at the core, this light is changing the way everything communicates with everything. It is an amazing time on the planet. And yes, there's chaos. There's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of pain, emotional pain, physical pain, but all these have to do with the light moving out old darknesses on the planet. What comes of this, probably the highest potential right now is after a transformational process here on the planet, is this becomes a planet of true consciousness and true love. That's going to affect everything in the other realms, in the rest of this universe. And it's a pretty big universe, but this universe is tiny compared to all the other dimensions that are non-physical. And what you're doing here right now, I'm not trying to flatter you, I'm not trying to scare you either, but what you're doing here right now with consciousness makes all the difference. It's the time of the emergence of a new human species, and I'm not just talking about the biology, but also the mind and also awareness or consciousness. Right now, for what you're doing at this moment, the biggest thing for you, for Shaumbra, the biggest thing is to understand receiving. It's tough, especially when you're so ingrained in a working hard for everything situation, when you have to push and shove and use all your might and willpower, and to suddenly switch that into I am in receiving mode. I don't have to work for it anymore mode. And that's really what we're doing. It's the most important thing. And it's nothing you should work at. You say, oh, I'm going to work at receiving. You just missed the point there. This is your energy. out there and all around and in here. Can you receive it now? It's a total change in everything. The way humanity has been going, mass consciousness, you no longer efforting, no longer pushing, fighting for it, but absolute receiving. It's actually the natural way energy flows and moves. It's going to seem unnatural to you because you've been doing the opposite. People, humans, have been doing the opposite, but it is the way the river flows. You receive it. It's really strange because you're not used to it. And you're used to having to survive, work hard, and to just get barely enough. That's got to change now. It's got to change. Receiving is a natural flow, and it's not receiving from some unknown God or angelic counsels. It's receiving from you, from your soul, from your I am. It's the biggest thing you can do right now for yourself, ultimately for the planet. This planet is still ingrained with suffering and working hard and efforting and battling, and it's got to end. I want you to feel into this. There's something in the air, and it's absolutely true. And it's time some of you, at least even a small percent of you, break through. The rest of you then can do it. Breaking through the old paradigm, the old way of having to effort for everything and to figure it out and to plan and to work hard and to suffer. It's time that ends. This moment of complete change in consciousness is what you've been waiting for all your life. It's time to receive, and it's receiving yourself. It's receiving the I am, your own light into your own being. It becomes a whole different way of living. It becomes a whole different way of consciousness embodied on this planet. That's what you've been working so hard at, but now let's stop the work and just allow. And this is the moment when your very soul, your light body, or your essence now can come in. There's no longer the resistance or thinking you have to fight for it or earn it. It's just right here. Let's take a deep breath and just receive the goodness, the grace of yourself.